Hello, everyone. Welcome to Amina Jimoh Show at the Amina Jimoh Foundation. Here with me today, I do have a special guest of honor. His name is Abdulrazaq. Abdulrazaq happens to be a violinist and also a public speaker. Can you kindly introduce yourself, please, Abdulrazaq?
Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are hearing me. My name is Abdulrazaq Babatunde Alimi, a biochemist and a public speaker. And I'm glad today to be sharing this and the platform is a very rare opportunity, like I said earlier, to be on this platform because this platform has been showcasing empowerment less privileged, and the Amina Jimoh Foundation as well. The foundation have been created since 2008. A lot of people have come and go. Opportunity for me to be here today. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you. And as we all know, we're here to talk about DNA. Why are the women running away? Because I said DNA. When I say a man they cheat, why is it that you know who they share DNA? Why they share DNA? So we're going to talk about that today. Because a lot of you know that I love to break tables sometimes. And all of you have been saying, no, no, we want to see that break of the table, right? Can you just break that table again? So you know me. I always come in and talk about life issues. This has to do with making sure that we're sensitizing our community and making sure that we're bringing everyone together to stay as a family. So today we're going to be addressing things about DNA. So, Iriri Aye, labaran duniya na gaskiya a kukan Dumado. Real life story. I just said real life story in my three Nigerian languages, Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. And I believe I do have everyone here to know from all over the world. I greet you with whatever language you do understand. However, there has been an increase of cases coming into the Amina Jimoh Foundation about DNA. Lots of men have been sending cases about DNA, and I'm sorry to say, I'm going to pick. I'm from America and I'm from Nigeria. I'm not trying to pick on anyone. They have DNA Wahala in America too, but the volume that I'm getting from Nigeria is scary. And like you know, I have a biochemist here, so we have like a lot of cases whereby a lot of firstborn in Nigeria. I'm not saying your firstborn is not your child, but a lot of firstborn only Omale, you know, Omale means bastard. So I'm just trying to talk about this here. And today, Abdulrazaq will be talking about it. So you already introduced yourself, and what inspired you to speak about DNA?
Okay, thank you very much once more for having me. Uh, if you look at the society today, particularly in Africa, you find that our environment has been polluted. It hasn't been like this before. Now you find out a lot of single mothers around, single fathers. People who are highly depressed and people who are mentally affected, and all this boils out to be as a result of negativity in the results of a DNA. Now, let's take for instance Mr. Kinloye from Osun State. He has been a civil servant for quite a number of years, and in the course of his journey in his marriage, he found his wife to be suspicious. Then the marriage was blessed with two children, the one age 5 and age 16. And Mr. Kinloye, like I said earlier, was a civil servant. Imagine a civil servant in Nigeria that wants to carry out a DNA test on his children with the exorbitant rate of DNA test. He keep on saving from his salary for a quite number of years in order for him to carry out a DNA test on his two children. Then eventually, after so many years, succeeded in contributing the money and he carried out the DNA. Both the 6 years and the 5 years and the 16 years age children were found to be negative. The first thing that struck his mind, he was derailed, he was depressed, then he went mentally. That is the story, and that is one of the problems in which DNA has caused into our environment. Let us look at what is DNA from biochemistry perspective. When you say DNA, the definition of DNA is said to be deoxyribonucleic acid. Now, this DNA is a molecule that is found, right? A molecules genetic that are found in the DNA that give an instruction, that give coding, that give development to any offspring, to any child that is given birth to. Like I said earlier, let's put it nicely. It is a molecule that is carrying all the genetic information. Let me give you an example. The way I'm trying to bend my hand, it is not everybody that can try it where you are. You can only do like this, but you cannot do like this. This is passed to me from my father and my mother. That is what DNA can do for you. It is a genetic information that is coming from both father and mother that combines together to give you a certain trait that is different from another individual. So that is what DNA is here. Now let's give you an example. When a man and a woman get married and sexual intercourse takes place, the man deposited some sperms and the woman deposited some eggs. The egg and the sperm meet together and fertilization occur. After fertilization occur, what is produced there is called a zygote. It means some information that is peculiar to that man and another information that is peculiar to that woman come together to give birth to what? To give birth to an individual. So that is what the DNA is. And now let us look at what is the problem that we are having today. Scientists have proven it that all over the body, every human being has close to 11 million nerves in the body. Out of those 11 million nerves in the body, 6 million of them are concentrated in the eye. Whatsoever things that are seen that have been registered in the brain, it is very difficult for it to be erased. That is what is the problem of today. Awareness is everywhere on the internet, on the social media, discussion within groups that are DNA, DNA, DNA. So seeing those things, hearing those things will challenge you to want to find out the originality of your child. So that is where DNA problem has occurred. And that is what has significantly caused a major problem in the society. Now, majority of people have tied the problems to infidelity among numbers of factors. Now, when a man has a the originality of that man is present in the child. Now, when two people are claiming that they are the father of a child, so it will not be subjected that a DNA test should be offered in order for them to who is the originality of a child. So that's
So when you talked about DNA from the biochemistry view, I would ask you, do you think DNA should be made mandatory when people give birth to children now all over the world?
like the question you just asked, putting into consideration what is happening in the society now. Like I said earlier, the environment has been polluted. You find out that there are a lot of single mothers out there. There are a lot of single fathers out there. Some people are mentally derailed. Some people are depressed, and depression could lead to what
But
is
depression
called
should not be a reason to go see any Dick and Harry on the street and open your leg to
yeah.
decide to have sex with them if you're married. I believe that,
I'm
or if you're in a relationship, we're all adults here. So whether we like it or
I'm
not, I know some people sometimes write on my platform like hypocrites saying, "Oh, Islam says don't have sex before marriage." Well, I know you are having sex, so I'm thanking you when I'm talking to you. So some people are in a relationship, they do have sex, whether you like it or not. I say it as it is, and I'm non-apologetic because I see the truth. So do not come here with maybe Christianity said or Islam said or the other traditionalists said. We all are facing what is happening because we face true life issues every day here. So the thing is, if you're married, and I will tell you a true life story that happened here in Massachusetts. You know, I love telling stories. So my friends will say their stories go to that they trust me with their stories because they can go to my grave with their story. But here we tell stories because we want to impact lives. It's not just telling stories for the fun of it. It's not just telling stories to mock people. It's because Yoruba call it Arikogbon. Arikogbon is, I'm not too good in Yoruba, but he might help me if I'm going. Arikogbon is like you're using another person's story to educate yourself. So you don't fall into that, you don't turn into a victim. A lot of times, some people don't like telling their story because people mock them. And because of the society and where, especially Africans, I would say Africans, sorry to say that, I'll say it as it is. I come from two backgrounds, the American background and the African background, to be precise, Nigeria, of which the society condemns you when you tell your story. So I give kudos to everyone, both men and women. I call them kings and queens on the Amina Jimoh platform because they really are kings and queens. They're working globally. We have everyone from all over the world that is always coming in there. It's either they are sharing their story or they are there to help victims. And if you are a perpetrator, sorry, this is not the place for you because I'm not going to say what you want to hear. I don't sugarcoat things. Last time I checked, the road to Aljanna means paradise, does not lead to your home. So at the end of the day, it's me and my God. So I'm not here for likes. I'm not here for love. I'm just here to inspire you, your life, your love. Sometimes I say subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to. If it leads you to, you might as well do it. Okay? So I would say unapologetically because I'm here to educate you. So I'll go ahead and tell that Iriaye. That Iriaye, like I said, happened in Massachusetts. There was this man and woman that they've been married for a long time. And there was no reason for this guy to suspect that it was not his child. Why I'm talking about a case in America is because sometimes people say, oh, maybe the husband is far away. But I'm talking about a case about people that live under the same roof, who see each other constantly. But then one person decides to say, well, I'm going to have a fling, and then the fling becomes a baby. Unfortunately, when all this happens at the end of the day, the baby that suffers. To cut a long story short, those people continued their life. They were married together. And all of a sudden, there was this real close friend to the husband who is always visiting. And whenever he visits, he would, greet and pretend like he does not even talk to the wife. That's the most dangerous part of it. So, on this fateful day, the husband was not home because he told the wife he was traveling. And they were not aware that the husband needs to fight. The husband came back, and before he could open the door, he could hear some sound. So he stated that I decided to stay by the door to listen more because I was not understanding what was going on. So I didn't know what sound you hear when people are smushing each other or whatever. We are all adults, like I said, so I would say this. So the wife was doing ha. And the husband was like, yeah, what's going on here? As he wanted to open the door, he said one spirit told him to hold on. And then the wife started telling his friend, who is his close friend, a very close friend of his, that ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ ti mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ o. They are Yorùbá, so I'm speaking, I will translate what I'm saying. Pé ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ ti mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ o. Ó ti ń kọbi ara sí ọmọ. Meaning pé that your friend started noticing that this child might not be his. So he's suspecting something. So that one was like, he even wants to talk about the child because he lost his children through his wife. So now it's like he wants to come and claim this child. Wahala about you. She now say, claim which child? Or just our Connie, meaning that's not what we agreed on. So the husband did not say anything, kudos to that man. He's a big guy. Because for him to have done that, I don't think any man would be able to stand like that. He went back, pretended everything was fine. When he came back to the house, he did not tell the wife. He took that child for a DNA test. And that's how he found out that that child did not belong to him. So, why are we saying this story today? It's like sometimes you will see people like this. Yoruba will say peki peki. Am I right? Is that the word? It's like you see two people together like this, and you say, I wrote something yesterday that your man can be beside a man, some men, I'm not generalizing, can be beside you and be cheating on you, and you would never know. I give kudos to men because God created them to know how to cover their part. But I tell you one thing that I'll tell you. Since I've opened my platform, the Amina Jimoh Show, I'll tell you that women are not dangerous in that aspect. Men just think they are smart. If a woman wants to cheat, you would never know till you enter your grave. If you find a crazy woman, you said Bono say you never praise reach out. So what I'm trying to say now is the American government could use to them during the time that they started DNA testing. Because before, we all know that you file and children will come in. But lately, it's like a lot of people found out that even children that they were there with were not their children. So this is not a thing of, oh, my husband is still far. I could not get a deal. That is I could not keep myself. And I'm not here to go after women. Because some people will say, well, what about the men? He's in America, he's cheating. Of course, I'm talking about both of you. So I'm not saying one person here. Because sometimes you see women will say, well, he's doing it and I'm doing it. But can't you have some self-worth? If somebody is cheating and you cannot take it, why don't you just walk away and have a life rather than copying him and doing whatever he's doing? Because I see some women that I've spoken to justifying it that, well, men cheat. You can get used to that. Every man cheats. I'm sorry, not every man cheats. I'll tell you that. I have brothers too. I'm not here to write for my brothers, and it's not about family that I'm talking about this. But not every man, not every woman cheats. So the earlier, the better we start knowing. And I know sometimes people will say, "Oh, men are polygamous." Cut that crowd, break that. That means take it back. There's nothing like that. It's only if they want to sleep around that they remember that they are polygamous. When a man is polygamous, like some will say, well, I'm a Muslim, I'm allowed to marry. I get it. You're Muslim, you're allowed to marry 4 wives. But go back to the Quran. What does the Quran say about marrying 4 wives? Can you provide for the 4 wives? No. We found out that is the that the sex machines. They are the ones that will have sex from morning to night, all in the name of they want to be sleeping. So some people don't even find a just reason. And that is why all this thing is happening. So you can say why, what correlation does it have? It does have correlation. You have 4 wives in the house. Probably you're not even sexing them enough. There are 4 of them. Or 2 of them, or even 4 of them decide to go and cheat because they feel they're not, being satisfied. And as we know, most African men sometimes they just want to come. They don't care about the woman. So you find women exploring other things because they feel, oh, he just wants to come. Does not care about me coming. Some people don't even know if their wives have no orgasm in their life. All they want to do is eat and watch. So sometimes it's not Even though people that have one wife can cheat, women that are taking care of can cheat. When you know about need to long, you think you are from Theophilo need to long. Abin da na ce ne wai idan aka ba mutum kowane kuɗi da kake da shi idan mata ba ta da idan tana da kwaɗayi wallahi ga abin da za ka yi you will keep her. So women that have kwaɗayi is from their approach. Oju kokoro will always have it no matter what you do. So right now, I'm talking the cultural aspect of it. And what do you think that the maternity fraud is a growing issue, especially in African communities? Abdul Razak.
Can you take that question once more?
Yeah, I said, why do you see that paternity wahala is growing in Africa? Like the problem, the paternity. Like I just saw something somebody sent to me today, and they're like the numbers of Omale is the last that women are giving men in Nigeria is alarming. But they said especially the first child.
Like I said earlier, uh, why the issue is growing on a daily basis is that the level of awareness from the internet, from the television, from the media, the way people talk about it. Like I was describing earlier, that whatsoever the eyes could see transform into what the ear could hear, then it would transform an image into the brain. When the image is casted on the brain, it is very difficult to erase it. So where am I driving at? The level of the awareness today, it is what is making the environment or the society to talk about DNA, and it is what is causing the problem now. Everybody want to find out the originality of a son, and that this boils down to some misconception. Yes, like I said earlier from my definition, that the genetic information that a man has and the one that a woman has is 50-50. The two comes together to give to an offspring, which is going to be the child. Now, for instance, there is what is called change in mutation. Some people have lesser knowledge about DNA, while some people does not have knowledge about DNA at all. There are children you find that this is my five fingers. Some children have six fingers. Now, a father who has not really inquired about DNA, who does not really know about genetic engineering, will question the originality of that child. That how could my son have five fingers that I have five? He has six. I need to do the DNA of this child. You find out that presenting such information to a mother which was not presented nicely would trigger a reaction. Number one, mistrust. Now there's possibility of you having five fingers and your son have six and you have the same DNA. What happens there is called change in mutation. Now, if you remember the great American singer Steve Wonder, Steve Wonder was blinded right through directly from when the pregnancy was conceived due to X-ray exposure. Now, X-ray exposure has the ability to penetrate into the stomach and distort the genetic coding, thereby giving you a form of deformity. So, as a result of that, a lot of people want to inquire that why is it that this happened? You understand? Now, presenting it in a wrong way will trigger a reaction, mistrust will happen. Some people from that point in time decide thinking. Some people from that point in time down to awareness. Awareness in the general public has made DNA test or DNA problem to be a significant problem in our environment. Now, Like from the information you just gave us now from the story, there's a man called Okonko, is of a Igbo origin. In the Igbo origin, irrespective of who is the father of that child, provided the child is being given birth under your roof, you are the originality of that child. You have that child, life and death. Now, there is this saying in African before, wọ́n ní ojú kan ní bímọ, ìgbà ojú ló ń wò. Now, when somebody gives birth, the entire community owns that child. It boils down to the saying that plant as many trees as you can, because one day you never can know. You may old, your physical strength will go, your sense of sight, your sense of taste will be blurred. At that point in time, you never know who is going to care for you. Probably it is that child that you find out in the community that is going to take the glory back to you. That is
I have
why
a
it is
question
expected
out
in
there.
us.
So when you say that, are you saying that to enable people to sleep around or to have children so that you can? I'm not understanding that part.
No, people don't sleep around. What I'm trying to say in essence is that I was speaking from the story you just gave us now
So
that
I
a
understand.
man
Okay.
house, he found out that his wife was cheating, then he summoned the courage and go back. Somebody would have taken law into his hand, thereby serving a jail time where that other husband and the man will enjoy their life. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that it is not advisable for people to sleep around. Now we are discussing what is causing the problem in the society. We say it is awareness. Now, I made reference to Igbo land that any child that is given birth under the roof of your house, originality, the father in that house has that child. Now, it is awareness today that is making people to inquire, like from the story again that you just gave us, the original father of the man will still later come and claim the child. That is where that's where the problem will emanate from.
Of course, he didn't want
Assuming
to.
the
He
original,
wouldn't have come back. But when he allowed that, you're Lara. That's why I say whatever you are doing, you don't need to okay. What I stated was, I think the mutum yake yi zai iya zama wai ya daɗe, amma
there's
asirin
always
ka zai ko kuma asirin ki zai tunu. What I stated in those two languages is that sometimes people say, nobody's seen me. And there's this saying they say that, and a lot of men say that, like, and is the person that they get cheated that is, a thief. But let me tell you
only
something. God is watching every one of us. So with that guy's story, had it been he didn't lose his own children, he wouldn't come back for that child because all he cares is having fun and he's enjoying himself because he feels, after all, I can just, do whatever with her. Tomorrow she's not going to come back. I think some people have the notion. Because before, when I used to tell the story, I used to be like, wow, what would make a married woman go and sleep around? It was that time that I kept telling stories that some idiots were coming for me. That I started realizing that it's something that I was not aware of, that it's normalized everywhere. Well, if you don't fix yourself with people, you wouldn't know. They said mad people walk around together sometimes and find things commonly okay. So, so I didn't find it. Sorry about that. I didn't find that common. So it was like a new thing to me. Until some of my friends would say, so you didn't know. It's okay, it's all of them. It's like they rotate their husband rotates wife. And I'm like, what is this? If you want to remain, husband and wife, do it. Do you think about the sanity of your children? What are you keeping there for them to emulate? I'm not here to tell you how to lead your life. But the last time I checked, it is my platform. So this is what I talk about. You can open your own platform and talk about what you care to talk about. I'm just giving back to the society what I'm saying this. So, and I'm not saying that you should do what I'm telling you. I'm just here to advise you. Because imagine having a child and the child is not even aware. Some children don't know who their true father is. At the end of the day, they end up going out with the same person's child. And they will marry. That's taboo where I come from. I don't know about you. That's crazy. So if you're not thinking about if you feel you want to come for 2 seconds, for some people it's even like pim 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 is done. Or pim 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 she's done. Is that what something that will now destabilize somebody's life for the rest of their life and traumatize those children? But at the end of the day, your nonsense will produce a child, and at the end of the day, that child would never forgive you. Some children forgive, but I posted something yesterday. Children, when you yell at children, when you abuse children, they do not hate you, the abuser. They hate themselves because they look at it that I'm the bad one. That's how children perceive you. So it's high time parents start thinking about how other things negatively affect children. It's not always about me, me, me. Yes, culture says that we should have a standard with children, but children are meant to be respected too. If you bring them into this world, I believe you brought them into the world to care for them. And if they came in by mistake, I don't think anybody has sex by mistake. Anybody that is already having sex should know that anything can happen. It's just like how people will say, "Really, I didn't know how that happened." What were you expecting? So, lots of DNA cases, and most of the annoying thing is, most of these cases, some of them, you find out that the man takes care of the woman 24/7. Now, do not get me wrong. Taking care of somebody is not only financially. You need to be physically there. You need to be emotionally there. You don't just give her a handout and believe, oh, this is it. Again, I'm not saying people should cheat, or I'm not saying that's the reason why they cheat. But I'm here to tell you that there are things that it's not just only monetary and it's not only sexually. And like I said too, sometimes no matter what you give that woman, people need to learn back to the Godia the Allah. She will still cheat. Women cheat too, men cheat. So we are just going to talk about DNA, but the DNA is covering other aspects of it. So from the African culture, do you think people frown at DNA?
That people were proud of DNA.
Frown at DNA if they make DNA mandatory, say in Nigeria. I'm only using Nigeria as an example. All the DNA problems is all over the world. So I'm not picking on any country here. I'm just making examples with the cases we're getting. There is DNA Wahala for Kenyans. They send it to me. DNA Wahala for US. Wahala means trouble. So we just
Yeah.
put it in there to spice it up. So coming from the Nigerian background is what I'm asking you. If the government makes DNA mandatory, say I'm having a child tomorrow. Before I leave that hospital with that brand new child, that child has to have DNA. What's your take about that?
It is a good one. You see, there's a saying in Yoruba land, or there's a saying in Africa entirely, that what you don't know or what you don't see doesn't kill you. Yes. Now, like I said earlier, it was the information, the public awareness that now it is a good thing if the government is going to make DNA test to be mandatory for every home. It will address some certain problems. You see, a lot of people who were dipped into the trap of that DNA problem because they were not aware that a situation like this will unfold. Now, if government is going to make it a law that a DNA test must be conducted, you will find out that a lot of people will correct all the mistakes. Nobody wants to be found wanting. It's because people don't know that as time goes on in life, as technology keep on improving, there will come a time whereby somebody who is even 50 years will not later find that his original father is not his. But
Can
if
I
it is
add to
going to
that?
be,
Let me add
yeah,
something to that. We have DNA in Africa in the past.
yeah,
I don't know if it's still happening, but in the Yoruba land, those days they don't warn you well to bring baskets because there's a way
yes,
they know. I don't know, but it's like spiritually they know. So
yes,
something either happens to that child or the mother if you bring the basket
yes,
into that. So, point
yes,
of correction, I don't know about it, but I've heard a lot of stories about powers that Africans have. No, I don't know if they
yeah.
still do it. Correct me if I'm wrong. However,
We are still
they help enrich that DNA, that kind of DNA can continue. Because I
yes,
think there is culture, I think it's in Lagos, where they throw these children in the water and they say if the child
in the
comes back,
water.
deformed,
Yes,
meaning that child is not
yes,
bastard. It's scary. But truly,
yes,
they said after they throw that child in the water or the river, when the child comes back out, that means the child is which I find scary. And also, I'm just giving a disclaimer. I am not here to tell you what to do with your life, or I'm not here to say that anybody should go and throw their child in that way. I'm just telling a story. So get yourself correct, because if you come for me, you're correct. I'm just trying to tell you what it is right now. I'm telling a story, but at the same time, I put it out a disclaimer out there. So don't come and say, I just said or Excellency said, don't misquote me. Because if you misquote me, me say, you go damn me for there. So you can go ahead.
like I was saying earlier, the question was that are we in support for the Nigerian government to make DNA tests to be mandatory right from when a child is given birth to? Now, there is no one only luo ni feki luo too.
Hmm.
Then there is nobody that is the original son of the soil that will be intending or willing for that soil to be disintegrated. No, it's not possible. Now, where am I driving at? If the federal government made the test to be mandatory, it will go a long way in addressing so many issues. Yes, it's because people do not know that there will come a time in the history of the world where technology will be advanced in order to detect the genetic information of a child. If people have known since before now, the rate at which we have the problem today will not be on the increase. You understand? So if the government will mandate that, it will go a long way in addressing that problem, and you find out that the problem of will be lesser because people already know that as I give birth to a child, is going to be tested to confirm. So automatically, people will know a way of curbing that. And like you were saying earlier, before the Western world, the African have a tradition. There are homes whereby you don't give birth to the child alive if the
Hmm.
child is not original blood of that house. There are houses or there are homes. You find out that in those days, people who are from the core village, you find out that every home has a name in your village. Ile Ako, Ile Age, Ile so so so. Now, in every
Yeah.
home that you see, yes, that you see around, they have what is peculiar to that house. You understand? Now, if everybody must give birth, there's a particular place you must go in order for you. They call them Iya Agbebi.
Yeah,
When
what?
you go there, Iya Agbebi, Agbebi, those people
Yeah,
who
can you
deliver
translate that?
Agbebi is those people that deliver people, labor. People who are in labor, if
That's
you're in
like a
labor, you go
midwife.
there.
They act like a midwife,
Yes,
right? Okay.
yes. If you go there and you deliver, the moment you are taking that child to your house, there is a tradition. There are people who dip that child into cold water. Even as I speak to you today, there are homes. Now, where I am presently, there are homes in which any original son or daughter of that house does not use hot water
Hmm.
in bathing or in doing anything. It's only when you want to take tea or you want to bath, no matter how the cold, you don't use hot water. Now you find out that in such kind of home, when any child that is that is that is bathed with cold water from infant, there's going to be a reaction from that time. So it is going to show that that child is not an original son of that house. You see, that is our
Ọmọ
own
àlè ni
Yoruba
àbí?
DNA.
Ẹsẹ̀
Yes,
yẹn.
Omali. Yes, and like
Hmm.
you have said, those people that are Ilaje, those are the ones that dip
Yes, that's what it's
their
called. Ilaje. Yes.
yes, Ilaje Ben. Yes, they are riverine area around Lagos,
In Lagos,
even
right?
around South Side, Ishekiri,
I was so
Yemagua.
scared when I heard that story that day, but they said it
Yes,
still
yes,
happens. I was like,
yes.
wow,
We
throwing
actually know
a
yes.
mother
That,
seeing a child thrown, that's already
yes,
traumatic,
yes,
you know?
yes. So that is it. So if the awareness is made known that you must conduct a DNA test as soon as the child is given birth to. So
Well, they're saying,
automatically,
I have a question here. Stanley said, if they make it mandatory, how many people can afford it? Which is true.
yeah, that boils down to the expensiveness of the DNA. But as research could have it now, uh, experiments are on the net coming up in order to produce the DNA kits. Like part of the misconception now, some people believe that when you want to carry out a DNA test, it could be done in an hour. No, DNA test could not be done within 1 hour. In 1 week, it could not be done at times. Probably it may take 2 weeks or 7 days for DNA to be done. But if it is going to be mandatory, let's consider when we
Are
start
you
having
saying that
phone
for African or all over the place?
for Africa. Yes,
Okay.
for Africa.
I just wanted
Yes.
to make sure
Let,
we're giving them the right information. Thank you.
okay. Let's take for example when we start having phone, you find out that for you to purchase a SIM, before you get a phone, you must get SIM and keep. The money of the SIM is even greater than the money of the phone. But as time goes on, the SIM now becomes something you can find everywhere. Now, if the DNA test is going to be made mandatory, the government will have a way in subsidizing that test, and they will make sure that they fast track the contribution to which having that test kit will be available so that people can have it.
I think just like we have like some mandatory immunization when you give birth to a child, that would be a good
Yes.
idea for them to do something like that. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, why? You don't trust me." I don't see a reason why I'm sure that somebody wants to do a DNA test. But where I will find that irritating is if you know your wife is completely clean and then you come at her with that. That's annoying. Any woman will get mad at you. But what I call you when the co-ina open leg after you open, then of course they'll ask you for DNA. I don't see anything why they won't ask you for DNA. When he has already known that you are like a dog on the street. So I'm sorry if I use that word, but it's high time because some people will say, "Oh, it's men that are cheating. It's men that are afraid of DNA. Women, why are you afraid of DNA? Why can't you face it?" When they say DNA, some people will get mad. Sometimes when I post things about DNA, some people get mad. Why are you getting mad that they're asking you for DNA test? You're married, you're with that person. I don't see, even in America or everywhere, I know it's not in the constitution that you cannot give birth to a bastard or whatever. But think about it. You just explain other things. What if these two bastards meet and don't even know? Because a lot of people do all these things and don't even tell these innocent children. Then you just wake up one day, you are 30 something, 50 something, then you start discovering you have a brother somewhere, you have a sister somewhere. God forbid you have not even finished marrying each other. What would you then do? How would you explain to your grandchildren that that mistake happened? Is that a legacy you want your children to keep? You really need to think about that. No one is here telling you what to do with your life. I don't fucking care about you. I care about myself and my way. Is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So don't come at me saying I'm telling you what to do. No, I'm not telling you what to do, but you're not going to stop me from telling you what I was sent to deliver to you. So if you want to do your thing, consider those children. I don't care about you and your husband. If your husband is 100% with you, why are you out there cheating? I'm not even saying that no, if it's not 100%, that should not be any reason for anybody to go and be giving birth to another bastard. Why can't you pick up yourself and leave? People say there is domestic violence. Domestic violence does not mean you should be honey to another child. People say he's not giving me money for food. Because I know Abdulrazaq wrote that one time on the platform when I talked about DNA. There was a case there, and he stated probably the women get this like sleep around to get them to feed the children. As a man, why would you subject a woman to that? And as a woman, find something doing with your life too. Islamically, yes, and Christianity in the Bible too, it says the husband is the head of the family who could provide. But I and you know that the society has changed now. So things are flipping. Sometimes you don't even know if the women are the breadwinners of the family because that's what I see now. So at the same time, some of them feel the need that okay, they have to get this money from their babalaye, like Abdulrazaq stated on the platform. Babalaye is like sugar daddy. Why be married and keeping another man? And you find out that a lot of people that are doing this thing are both married. So now they say men don't even go for single anymore. It's when you are married that they like you more. Because in Yoruba land, it's a taboo. Oribu, Oribu is misfortune. You're climbing on somebody else's stuff. A woman is not a property, so don't misquote me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying somebody else's wife. So you're not afraid of doing that. I know the world is changing. People don't believe that there is spiritual, but there is spiritual. Some men put Mago. Mago is like something bolt or whatever. I can't remember what the English word is.
Thunderbolt,
I don't
thunderbolt,
know if you remember what Mago is.
thunderbolt, thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Some men go
Yeah,
ahead to do that, and I'm not here to tell you to be doing that rubbish. Because most of you that do that are the ones that, for women, you sleep around too. So your wife too will do 50-50. When you have already known that the person you are with is a crazy person, before they come and give you HIV, you better carry a bag. You know, 1 minute of sex, you will do woo woo woo, ha ha ha. The next minute you're carrying AIDS. There's no cure for AIDS. And I'm not here to condemn people that have HIV. So do not misquote me either. Because a lot of innocent people that have this HIV/AIDS got it as faithful partners. It's not only that people have STIs. There's a lot of sexually transmitted diseases out there. And let me bust your bubbles. It's not only about sexually transmitted disease. I know we're not covering things about that, but I'm going to advise you on that too. Because you might say you're just, having fun. And some of you will say, oh, I'm using a condom, I'm using protection. It's not always guaranteed. And I've seen cases where people here have said that a woman would sleep with them and they wouldn't know that they busted that condom before they even started having the sex. So sometimes you can be dealing with crazy people that maybe are looking for child support. Child support is like something that men are forced to pay here if they are not responsible because responsible fathers don't wait for anybody to put child support on them. So they kind of talk to the woman and give you whatever you need to, be done with the child. But when you see a man, so just go marry, only way, two of the child support is the that's how they'll be chasing each other around. If you don't chase him or you don't chase her, because it's both ways. Women pay child support too here. Men pay child support depending on your income. So where are we going with all this? At the end of the day, we're coming back to that child. Because I am the ambassador for Girl Child in Nigeria. So if I was awarded with that, I should speak for children also. Is why I'm begging you that when you want to do your comment, think about the repercussion. Think about what comes up from it. It's not just about you. Somebody might come. Are you making any provision for them about their emotional traumas, about their, there's a lot that is not only financial. And some of you, I'm Yoruba, I'm Hausa, I'm Igbo, I'm Wazobia, and I'm American. So I'm a complete Nigerian. At the same time, I'm American. But I will tell you about Yoruba. I'm not so good with Yoruba, but I know the culture very well. So I'll tell you some secret about sex that Yoruba tells you. Sex is not only sex. Sex is spiritual. Má dẹ̀ sọ Yorùbá lónìí fún yín. Ìgbà míì, olórí ibú tẹ̀ ń tún pẹ̀lú, ó ń fọ̀ yín mọ́ káàkiri. Ibẹ̀ ni gbogbo àsìkò yín ń lọ padà sọ́dọ̀ àwọn èrè tó ń sùn pẹ̀lú. Abin da na ce ne wai, wani lokaci da za ku san wai yin bacci da kowa da kuka gani, kun ga wannan kun shiga, kun ga kun shiga, ko ina we can enter. At the end of the day, za ka ga duk arzikin da ya kamata ya zo na cikin gida, suka wuce waje. Because we have been sexually going about, it's more today. Sex is not just having fun, it's spiritual. So think about it. Would I rather keep myself or would I rather sleep with the whole nation because I want to come? Think about it. And when you have children, don't be that parent that will say, oh, my child is too small to be educated about sex. They have ages whereby you can go by their age and educate them. I believe from 9 years old, children from 9, 10, you should start educating your children. If not, other people will educate them for you out there and you don't want that. So be that open mother, be that open father that is willing to listen. On my native Bajunta, like somebody wrote here, that we have too many bastards out there. And I'm not trying to harm or hurt children by saying that, but I just have to say it as it is because of the crazy people we have. When we are with it, akwai ma'aukata da yawa da kuma kawai sa kaya shi yasa ba san wasu ne sa kaya ba. So it's high time you start thinking about it. If you start seeing the need to be cheating and sleeping around or seeing the need to bring another person's child, how about? Don't you think about the trauma some men have killed themselves because of this? How would you feel raising a child for several years? I'm not talking about financially, emotionally. I don't care about financially. Anybody can be a father, but who really is a dad? He's not biologically anymore. Because you can have a father who is donated. Donators means a child who does not fucking care about his children. Excuse my language. And you can have another one who is not the biological father, who will be present emotionally, physically, financially. So father is not only the person that says, oh, I talk to you and produce a child. No, a father is somebody who is stable. Because some people are not stable. I'm sorry. Some people are crazy. You don't see them like they are stable. They are not stable. That's why you find like the number of divorce is high. Because sometimes you don't know that it's a crazy person that you got married to until divorce happens before you start seeing their true colors. So why are we going through all of this? It still boils down to DNA. Because DNA, whether you like it or not, some people, because of this DNA, is where they found out that a person is crazy. There was a story sent to me yesterday night. This woman, they were close like this again with this man. This happened in Nigeria. This is another Yoruba case. I don't know if I'm not putting on culture, but Emma Binu, I'm sorry. But it's like they were very close with this man. She was sleeping with her houseboy, the husband. I'm not saying houseboy is not a human being, but what have gotten over from women? Is it that you lack self control, or what would we call that? Some will say the man was not present, he's not available. Have a talk with this person. And I know some men are crazy. No matter how you talk, they won't listen to you. So that's where you need to sit down and think about therapy. Africans are not open to therapy. They look at therapy like, "Oh, I'm not crazy. I don't want to talk to a therapist." No, you need to talk to a therapy, maybe a family therapist. I tell you today that if you go for therapy, sometimes you have answers and save your marriage. Some people would say no. After they find out that somebody cheated, that's it. You should know the kind of person you already got married to. So if you are as an option, somebody will always keep you as an option. If you are a priority, they will always keep you as priority. Again, some people will say some religion allow them to have three, four wives, I mean, whatever. I've seen Christians who getting married to more than four wives. So I'm not only talking about Islam here. So I'm not even here talking about religion because the last time I checked, my platform is not a religious platform. We just talk about everything and bring everything in. So going back to that DNA, when the truth comes out, how do you feel? How do those children feel? Do you know how traumatized it is for a grown up? I've had a grown up man crying right in front of me, telling me he just discovered the man who paid his school fees all through his life is not his father. How would you feel? And if you had to be that person, how would you feel? When you can't ban shinka, come on, do that, na come on, bubble. You don't put in abu. Kasa, kaman idan kina so ki je mutum, ki zakan ka gani da abun yake, ka gan koya zai yi. I don't understand how this world is turning into a crazy place that people just harm people and it's easier to love. The people that are busy giving people bastards, some of them, like we said, they lost nothing. So sometimes you don't even know the reason why they're cheating. Because if it's sexually, the man is there. If it's physically, the man is there. If it's money, the man is there. So when I'm talking like this, I'm not saying all men are reasonable. Some of them are olori buruku. Olori buruku means unfortunate men. And some women too are olori buruku, unfortunate women. Meaning that no matter what you do, there is nothing you can do. So when you are dealing with people sometimes, some people will say, "Oh, I had a narcissist and I didn't know he was a narcissist." Narcissists can pretend for so long that you would think you're the crazy one because some of them already knew about you. Okay, I lost Abdul. Okay, he will come back. Okay, he's back. Some of them already studied you, so they know your weak points. So narcissists will tell you things that you don't even know about yourself. Well, that's where we call it gaslighting. They'll gaslight you. You see now, like the woman maybe that brings the bastard in will gaslight and manipulate you, saying, "Well, she be one year sinle, okay, travel on travel. Wato kana ta tafiya kana ta yawo kana tafiya kana ce ko ka ajiye ice a gida." That's not an excuse to cheat. And for all you men too that cheat around, now they are being 50-50 for you. So we don't even know if I should say sorry to you when I hear or I should laugh. Because some cases, when you hear that the man cheats for rumor, you will say, okay, 50-50, no cheating. But I'm not here to preach that because you know what I stand for. So, Abdul, do you have any other thing to tell us about that? And when we talk about DNA also, what do you think the religion see with DNA? Would they permit that or no?
Yes, I think the religion permits DNA. Yes, because you find out that those people who are Christianity,
Sorry,
as
I
you
laughed.
are,
Sorry, I'm gonna cut you all right there. My security ex-Shire, Johnny Yusuf said, it's like we will just go in the traditional way of checking this DNA. God of Thunder should be invited after that. Boy, Kawai means just like that. Ishaya is a police officer. And for you to say that, you would know that he has seen a lot of crazy cases. You know? So sorry I cut you off. That was just funny and I had to bring it in.
Yeah, like what I was saying earlier, the religion aspect is going to be on a paraphrase. It's not
Okay.
deep. When you are in a religion aspect, don't say things you don't know. You find out that when people in a religion today, when two individuals want to get hooked up, want to get married, because of different kind of ailments that may set in later, maybe a child having sickle cell later, you will be subjected to carry out some tests in order for you to get stability in terms of blood group and genotype to marry. Now, if you look at that angle, you will see that since the clergy are advising both the imam and the pastors who are the spiritual leaders, Christianity and Islam, they advise people to undergo a type in order for you to confirm your compatibility before you get married. So I think in that regard, it is also advisable, but there is no aspect of religion that pinpoints that a DNA must be carried out in order to, but on a legal basis, in order to ensure that the environment is sanitized. Like I said earlier, only law effectively law too. There is nobody who is the original son of soil that will want that soil to be disintegrated. You always want peace. And if you look at the narrative about DNA, in the end, it's always causing problems. Now, at times, if you don't have some original verse or original quotation that speak about that, you now look around. What is going to make the environment to have peace? No, subjecting DNA, right, will make the environment to have what? To have peace. So I think the religion will support that.
I'm glad you talked a little bit about the legal because I was about to go in there. Um, so
Let me quickly add this.
okay,
You said something about sex being spiritual.
okay.
Yes, it is confirmed. It is confirmed. Now let's look at what is happening today. A lot of young boys and girls in our environment now want to eat from where they don't sow. They say life is in stages. What goes around comes around. Take things
Absolutely.
gradually. Now,
Mhm.
you see people who are called Yahoo boys or Yahoo plus. Like, let me make a reference.
Hmm.
Lying on a bed dead, but it has not been ascertained that the two eyes were removed. What are they used for? They are used for money rituals. Now, I'm confirming to you that it is not our brain in Africa, the way we are groomed is not in the advance of in technology. People are advanced in spiritual. Now, as I confirm to you today, there are people who succeeded in sleeping with a lady. They have succeeded as well extracting all the fortune of that lady. This is Africa, it is confirmed. They have succeeded in extracting all the success from any child that will come from that lady. And
Is
even
that
any
not
man,
a day, right? They call it a day, right?
and even any man that is going to marry, settle down with the lady later, anything that's regarded to fortune. in their life has been extracted. Yes,
What is all the
for that is
colorful?
that is why it is not advisable. The ladies that are doing that, we are using this platform, as it is said, giving voice to the voiceless, giving awareness to the less privileged, and giving awareness to those people who have little information about life. Have a change of life. Your tomorrow is better than today. Your tomorrow should be more serious than now. Whatsoever thing you become in life, if you work hard, you will get it.
I
So
share.
let people work hard in order for them to gain their hard money. A lot of things are happening. So
And
that is it about
sometimes you can work hard and only our color. Sorry, mom. It's just like you said. So innocently, imagine you being a good husband or good wife, and your husband or wife is cheating, and this happens the spiritual way. Of course, it was not your fault. You didn't know. So it's like sometimes it's only God. But why is sometimes no matter how you pray, it's only the grace of God that can rescue you. So don't just always pray not to be a victim. It's easier said than done. Some people feel I know it all. It's how stupid. Some people sometimes will write, how the hell did that happen to you? And then bad work come up there. Because even before I started telling story, I didn't know about all these spiritual until when people brought their cases down and I say, me, I'm not Babala, I'm not supposed to know. You know? So if you enter that they'll say, oh, this thing happened, that will happen. I'll say, eh? You know? Because me too, I don't used to believe all these things. But when they say aye, so be careful. Pray, yes. But never say that it does not exist. That's all I would say. I'm not here to tell you to believe in any other thing. I believe in the Almighty God. And that's the foundation of this foundation. And that's where I always start from. And for you, victim, I pray for you that God be with you. Because what would a man say? What would a man do? A man that has been fathering a child and doing everything, say for like 40 years. What do you think that guy would do? And the way I control, another person can go and buy. If it's you as a woman, would you like your son to come home? If you have the fear of God, would you like that? Son to come home and tell you about this? That the God did that. I am not enabling men to do their things. Don't get me wrong and don't misquote me. And if you want to, your problem, not my problem. However, I'm just telling you that whatever you're doing out there, focus. So here we're not talking about enabling a man. Some of you will say, oh, men cheat too. That's not what we are covering today. We're covering DNA. And at the same time, I actually covered the cheating part that both of you, men and women, should try. Edwin and Ju, Kemo.
Hello, you are not
So,
audible.
what did you say?
You are not audible.
I'm not audible.
I can't hear. Okay.
I can hear.
Let
Can you
me.
guys hear me? Abubakar said hi. Abubakar, can you hear me? Or Mochiu, can you hear me? Mochiu said hi. So probably something happened. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
So it could be sometimes people try to hack it. When you're a little okay, I want you okay, like a little, what did they hack me? That's what is happening. When I start telling truth, they come and hack. Can you hear now?
Please just give me a minute.
Okay. All right, let's see. Who else is here that can hear? If you guys can hear me, let me know. Okay, Abubakar said he can hear. Mutiu said they can hear. So I don't
Hello.
know if you can hear me.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Probably a call is coming in. That's why it's making, I can hear your phone vibrating. Maybe that's why. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so People love to come and hack sometimes, when they don't want to hear the truth. But we will always keep talking. Ẹ̀yin lẹ́ni ìṣòro, ẹ̀yin lẹ́mọ̀ nǹkan tó bá yín. So go and be hacking yourself because èníwà kan pé ẹ̀ nílé hack me. So ẹ̀yin lẹ́mọ̀ nǹkan tó bá yín. So like I said, in that situation, what step or protections should be in place for men who discover that late that a child isn't theirs? What do they do legally? What do you think they should do from the legal aspect?
What's happening?
Oh, you can't hear me? Morayo said, good evening, sir. So, um, Jimoh should said clearly so they can hear us. I think it's from your end. Àbí àwọn ará Ọ̀yọ́ Aláàfin.
Excellency,
Now,
can you permit me to get my earpiece? I'll join you in
so
1 minute.
no problem. So as I was saying before Abdulrazaq comes back, how do you think this feels? Because when you're doing things to people, some people go and by themselves. I don't want to say it in English before they flag it. It's not everybody that has a mind of okay, this resiliency and then bounces back. Some people, it's not that they're not strong, but it's like they cannot handle it. You traumatize some people for life. Is that what you want to live with? To say, oh, I made this person go through this. Would you be able to sleep at night? Do you ask yourself that question when you're sleeping around? Sometimes you're married and you're sleeping around. Now we're talking to both husband and wife. Some might say religion permits them. Religion permits you when you're married, not when you want to have flings. So I would have
Yeah, I'm back.
Abdulrazaq talk to us about the legal aspect. What I asked you before was what legal step or protection should be in place for men who discover late that a child isn't theirs? What do they need to do? What do you think they need to do? Say a man discovers a child is not his. Say in the 40s, what is he supposed to do?
Okay, there's a true life story of Mr. Okonkwo from River State. He later found out that his two children were not his after 27 years. One was 25, the other one was 27 years. So, and he has been getting close to retirement. He has spent all his life saving in order to raise them from primary all through secondary to university. So, as individual, we have a different way of controlling emotions. Yes, Mr. Okonkwo conceived the information and acted well. He said, for him to have raised children all through to that age, and he has no any other child anywhere with another woman, automatically those children either being confirmed by DNA to be proven negative or positive, they are his children. Now, this boils to African tradition. You see, earlier before now, uh, all through to around early 80s, you find out that an elder in a community is a custodian of discipline and correction to any child in the neighborhood. Yes, an elder in the community is a father of any child in the neighborhood. Nobody cares where are you from. Nobody cares from the ethnic background that or religion that you belong to. In as much you are a child in that community, when an elder sees you doing wrong, you will be corrected at that point in time. So he said, for that to have been in place, and he has raised children, automatically those children belonged to him. So he conceived the news, he was able to digest it, and he moved on with his life. That now boils down to the saying that said, plant as many trees as you can, because one day you will be too old. Your physical strength will go, your sense of sight will reduce, your sense of taste will go. At that point in time, you may now have any option than to sit under the plant or the trees that you have planted. It means, like what you are doing now, you are touching lives irrespective of the geopolitical background, irrespective of the country, irrespective of the tribes. Now, a single word that is said can serve as a redeemer in somebody's life later. Now, somebody will walk up to you one day and say, if it is not what you posted one thing so years, succeeded in touching my life positively, and it made me to become who I am today. So what am I saying in essence? Any man that happens to find out late that the children he has raised are not his, in my old opinion, you are expected to conceive that, digest it. Yoruba people say, ẹni tó bímọ, ọmọ ló máa sín. Ẹni tí ò bímọ náà, ọmọ ló máa sín. He who give birth to children, if you died, your children will bury you. And if you don't give birth to children, people in the community will not allow your corpse to pollute the environment, they will bury you. So all children that you see around belongs to everybody in the community. In the African context of tradition and culture and tradition, any child around is yours. It is because of the awareness today that make us to see that
When
something
you
is
say it's
happening.
yours, let me come in because we have people
Yes.
watching us like a global
Okay.
platform. So I want to
Yeah.
make sure they understand because some
Okay.
people are confused when you say everyone, it's like somebody's child. So what he meant by saying that is like everyone makes that child grow as a community, not just by
Yes.
saying, okay, sleeping around and that's how we produce the child. So that's what Abdulrazaq meant by saying that. So I just want to dive in there because sometimes some people would say, oh, but this is what you said. That's not what he meant. So I'm just trying to say that. Sorry to cut you off.
So
Go ahead.
like what I'm saying, like as I was saying, if you later find out as a man in life or in later life that those children were not yours, you have only one life. Yes.
Abdulrazaq,
If you
don't say that.
fail,
It's easier said than done. Okay?
yeah.
I understand
Yes,
where
it's
you're
easier
going
said.
with it. It is easier
It's easier.
said than done. However,
Mm.
every man also have a right to walk away. And anybody that wants to walk away, it's okay to walk away. They don't have to take the child. Because in the first instance, they didn't bargain for it. Anything done with lies, no matter what. When you go, Gumba, help me with that Yoruba. I like saying away, but I don't know them sometimes.
Okay, let me hear. What do you want to say?
Go Gumba, pay a big
Bí
girl.
ọjọ́ bá lọ lógún ọdún,
Good.
ọjọ́ kan lòtítọ́ ó ba. Where I'm
So,
driving at somewhere.
mhm.
Yes, I'm driving at
So what
somewhere.
he said in Yoruba was even if it takes so long for the truth to come out, it will
Mm.
eventually come out. It's just like the case of perpetrators. Sometimes they go happy, yeah, because hey, anybody can be a perpetrator, a woman can be a perpetrator, a man can be a perpetrator, and the victim is here crying that I'm the victim and nobody's seeing it. It's not like God is not watching. But sometimes, wallahi, you see, I say wallahi. Wallahi means I'm telling you the truth. Is why I said wallahi. Sometimes God lets your enemy get you so you can get to where he has for you. Sometimes
Yes.
that's the reason why. But sometimes you won't know. Ìgbà míì ọ̀tá ló máa ń gbé ẹ débi ire rẹ tó ń tú ọ̀ nímọ̀. ibi tí wọ́n ti ń ṣèbàjẹ́ rẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti gbé ẹ débi tó yẹ kó dé. So sometimes they can kí yéèyàn ni, which we are all humans. So what I stated was, abin da na faɗa ne wani lokaci when da suke yin abun da ba kyau ne suke kai mutum gurin da ya kamata mutum ya kai. Amma ba ma ganewa muna kan cewa don me Allah ya yi wannan, don me Allah ya yi wannan. But sometimes it's through the difficulties that you go through. The Arab will say, for inna ma yusri yusra. After every difficulties come ease. And so does the Bible says too. So when things are happening sometimes, when you look at all these prophets in the Bible, in the Quran, I'm not a pastor and I'm not an imam, but I'll quote that for you. All of them went through trials and they came out victoriously. So sometimes it makes you wonder that if they can go through that, who am I that I'll question God? So I just want to put that out there. For those who feel down, maybe that would make you feel better. And I'm giving you a virtual hug to say, I see you and I know you're there. Keep hanging on and God will be with you and God will direct you. Go ahead, Abdulrazaq.
You're welcome. Thank you. What I'm trying to say in essence is that in a situation like that, when you find out late that those children does not belong to you, you must have spent all your life saving on them. What I'm trying to say in essence is that you are free to walk away just like the way you have said it, and it is the right way. But in order for you not to lose completely, there
Ọkàn
are
gbà fọlọ́run.
children, yes, there are children who are not yours that will perform more than your children in the area of helping you even in the future. You understand? Instead of
I
you
do
to go
understand.
on,
When you stated bíyàn ọmọ ní àsín, bíyàn ò lọ́mọ, àwọn èèyàn náà ní àsín. Some people even have children, they are like they don't have children because the children are useless. So when we're even praying for children, we should pray that the Almighty God give us good children. Because saying that you have children does not mean that they'll be the ones to bury you. Isaiah stated, sure, no matter how long the sunset is, surely there would be sunrise. Absolutely. And Banjimo Shoot said, Ibi wo tinse baje ire re. My Yoruba is very good. So Emma Binusi Mikimba so dada. Good point, ma'am. So I said sometimes people will do bad things to you and think they're harming you, and you'll be there crying that, oh, this happened to me. How come this happened to me? I'm very prayerful. How did they get me? But sometimes, àwọn ẹlòmíà ní inú ẹ̀gbìn yẹn ni ire rẹ̀ wà tọ̀mọ̀. So kí o bá ṣèbàjẹ́ rẹ̀ ń gbà mí, ọ̀ní débi tó yẹ kó dé. What I stated was, if they don't spoil you sometimes, you don't get to where you're supposed to get to. So I think we lost Abdulrazaq, but I'm not here to tell you not to take a child. Yes, I've seen cases where I've advised people, because how would you start explaining to that child? My own thing is, do not force a man, do not force a child on a man. He has every right to walk away. He does have 100% every right to walk away. However, like Abdulrazaq stated, what will be the fate of that child? So if any man that finds out that they're not the father takes responsibility of that child forever, kudos to you. However, my thing is saying again, he does not have to. You cannot force him to. Because when you were sleeping around, he didn't have any consent to that. He did not say, oh, you can do it. So when you are doing things, don't say, oh, you are begged for forgiveness. Some foolish idiots will continue going around spoiling people's life, and then you say, God, you've begged for forgiveness. Let me tell you something. God is not a God of that way. If you think, oh, you finish spoiling somebody's life and you go and carry Quran, or you go and carry Bible, or you go and carry other things you carry to beg, I won't translate that part. Kó bá yé yín, kó yé yín, kó bá yé yín, kó má yé yín. Because of why I said that is because I see that happening in majority of that area. So if you are doing things, have the fear of God. And I would have asked, what role would women, do in restoring transparency? I wouldn't blame any man not to trust you if they find out about DNA, the true DNA that you did the fraud, because for all I care, that's DNA fraud. So I wouldn't expect you to just think somebody will be okay with you after you bring a child for them that is not theirs. So when you want to do things, start thinking about it and not thinking that everybody or any Dick and Harry on the street you sleep with is okay, and then the person who is innocently waiting for you has to take it. No, it's not everybody that has that mind. And some men and some women don't have that tolerance. So, Otilo, once they catch you, that's it. So don't go and say because some women or some men are enabling people that for lumor that you have to force them. No, you can't force somebody to stay with you. Well, you're being papo. They did not give birth to you together. But I feel Kutariba. At the end of the day, they will all bury us individually. So the high time you start thinking about your life and start detaching from people emotionally. Learn how to detach. When things are not working, do not kill yourself. Nobody is worth dying for. Yorubas will say, and even other languages, when you die, another person would marry that person. Somebody will not even wait 2 seconds before they will move on. You will be lucky some people will wait. Some people will not wait. So don't go and kill yourself because of somebody that does not even value you. Some people have been together for 50, 20 something years before they found out that it's just paper. They are just married. Sometimes they are married to fake. Fake means maybe they came in to marry you for something they are getting from you. Women do it, men do it. Now it's men that are doing it now. They are the gigolos. They call them gigolo. Gigolo is people that have nothing to do. They just think all they can do is produce children, or the only thing they are good at is sex. Koriipe, it's not every woman and it's not every man that is all about sex. So start thinking about yourself, start thinking about your future, start thinking about what those kids will emulate from you. When they say, oh, I'm beautiful, do you have a brain too with that beauty? Think about it. I'm handsome. Do you have all that it entails with that? So I'm just adding him back because he just came back. So it's not all about beauty, it's not all about being handsome. And if you claim that you loved someone, so why don't you try and work it out? Everybody has their problem here and there. You see people come on Facebook and pretend that they are happy sometimes. And the next minute, I'll see some women, they'll say somebody is punching them. The next minute, they are posting picture. And I'll be looking like, because how would you be posting somebody that just finished beating you? That is where that detachment comes in. Because they are posting the abuser. At the end of the day, you come and talk, nobody will believe you because you are the same person that posted the person that is taking care of you. You are posting a woman that is abusing you too. Whether you like it or not, we have women that abuse men too. So it's vice
Yes.
versa. If you go through the true life stories that we've told before, you'll see it. So this is not a women platform. It's for everyone, children, men, women. We cover everything that has to do with life issues. So it's it as it is that I'll say it. Would you okay,
Mutiat.
correct?
Mutiat
Washere.
Salam.
Then Mutiat Salah says, thanks for the advice, Ma. More wisdom. Allow mommy. Thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, do bring that in because we like to wrap it up. Or do you have any other thing to add to this?
Uh,
Or what I would ask you is, if you had to summarize one key lesson from these DNA stories, what would it be?
okay. Uh, it will be that as the environment is being polluted now, like I said in the beginning of my words, there are a lot of single mothers out there, single father out there. There are a lot of people mentally affected, people who are depressed as a result of DNA test. Now, and like from what you chip in earlier, that if the government will mandate the DNA test, what will be the reaction or my own opinion? Now, from putting all the points together in order to sanitize our environment, there is awareness, there's going to be a correction. Yes, if there is awareness, the level of mistrust, the level of problem in the society will become.
But we are doing the awareness. This is the
Yes,
awareness.
yes,
Some people don't
yes.
like it. Some people hate it, whether you like it or not. Because some people have reached out to me. Why are you telling people stories? There was a time where I had to tell some people here that if you come at me, I'll come at you too. Because some idiots will say, oh, you're a public figure, you shouldn't talk like that. You talk to me well, I'll talk to you well. You come at me, I'll come at you. I'm sorry. Mo kì í ṣe ọmọ tó ń lọlé lọ gbèsè, máa fún ẹ lésì rẹ nísinsìnyí. So if you respect me, I'll respect you. Respect is reciprocal. So you talking about awareness, it's not everybody that is ready for that. Some people don't like the awareness.
You see, when you talk about understanding in life, it differs. The level of one exposure, the kind of people who are around you determine how exposed you are. Now, good things always attract positive people. Now, something that is bad or something that is lesser of value will attract negative people. Now, if you look at what is happening today, we have democracy. The majority carry the vote. Now, a lot of people, you will not, because so many people did not want the awareness, and we know that it is that awareness that is going to clean the environment, clean the society, make people work free, make our home be amended. We'll keep on doing our own, irrespective of whether somebody likes it or not. We know that we are touching life. Like I always said, plant as many trees as you can. It is not planting trees organically, touching people's lives. You never can know what you will say. Even in Islam, it's said that saying something that is good is jihad. When you touch people's lives positively, irrespective of spending through reaching out to people who are voiceless, through your post, something somewhere someday will touch somebody's heart and keep on unfolding for life. I've met a
And
lot of
even
people.
when you say plant a
Yes.
tree, be also okay. I educate people to be okay to let people
Yes.
go.
That is an
Don't
example of planting
don't be like,
trees.
oh, you have to be with me. No. Be
Yes.
okay. You're like, be like a tree. Let the dead leaves
Yes.
fall. It will grow back. So
Yes.
don't care
Yes.
about the quantity, care about the quality.
Yes.
Sometimes
Yes. Yes.
when my members come at me that you did not give us anything today, and I look at it like I give you things every day with this advice. I give you things monetarily. We do a lot of Facebook giveaways, which is money. We've never done the posting on our YouTube. Yes, we post the food, the book, but I give money. Sometimes we'll give 50, 100 for per one person. And it will be more than 20 people that are getting that. But it baffles me sometimes that the same person you give will come back and tell you another story. Or you will find out that you're empowering them to do something good with their life. It's Isiewu and beer that they will put in front of them and they'll be eating. So, Emma,
Let me quickly have a reaction to that. The one of
so,
the public figure and a billionaire in China, the owner of Alibaba, he was saying in one of his discussions, he said, when you give money to a monkey and you give banana to a monkey will rather choose banana than choosing money, because a monkey does not know that money can buy a lot of banana. You understand? Now, you find out that it is one of the reasons why we in Africa are lacking behind. We always want something that will give us gratification earlier. We always want something that will give us enjoyment earlier. People do not know that giving information is better than giving somebody money. Right. Giving
Well,
somebody
whether you
information.
like it or not, sorry to chip in. What we're
Yeah.
doing now, you know how much it costs to talk to a therapist here? It's
Hmm.
over 200 sometimes, or 100, 200, 300 per hour. So sometimes that's why when they bring their mouth and say their nonsense, I just look and pass. Everybody goes, because at the end of the
Then,
day, you look like the crazy one. And you're made of the so
then,
sometimes you just smile and walk away. But go ahead.
yeah. So when you give people information, it is said that your economic value in life, the level of your success in life depends on the information you get and the people that are around you. People do not know that there are some people who pay people money in order to know some people. It's because of connection. But others will feel giving them something that they were enjoying today, it is what will give them tomorrow benefit. No. So we will not relent. We'll keep on giving vital information that is going to serve as a catalyst in modeling people's life for positivity tomorrow. So that let's keep on with what we are doing. And God have a
Amen.
way of
Long live the
rewarding
Amina
people
Jimoh Foundation,
who touch
AJF.
lives. Yeah. You're
Allahumma
welcome.
amin.
Amen.
So we'd like to wrap it up now. If you guys do not have any questions, we would like to go. And if you do have any questions, you can always shoot it to Amina Jimoh Foundation at gmail.com, or you can go on Facebook or Instagram, TikTok, and send us a message. And always be patient, because a lot of messages come in, and sometimes impatiently you hear people saying, you have not responded, you have not responded. They're checking your messages. We get a lot of message. So be patient. Emma Binu, if you hear me. So we'll get to you.
Much Stanley Silver. Yes, it is
Okay.
Jack of China that make that
Good.
quotation.
Good, Stanley. That's the Lagos State coordinator. Well done.
Okay.
All team
Yeah.
AJF are here. I can see Mutiu. Mutiu is my personal assistant in Nigeria. I see Abubakar. Abubakar is my personal assistant to Africa. I see Zainab. Zainab is the PR person, and she's also the coordinators, coordinating 2 states. Some of them are coordinating more than 2 states in Nigeria.
You're
And
welcome.
I see Islamia. Islamia is the deputy for Kwara State. And I see Chanwak. Chanwak is the coordinator for Bauchi. And Mutiu also serves as the coordinator for Plateau State. And Stanley is also the logistic coordinator. If I have not called your name, it's because I didn't see you comment. So if you're here, you can make your presence known so I can give you a shout out. Other than that, I think I covered. Okay, Ishaya is the security expert, senior security expert, and also he is the coordinator for Gombe State. And I believe that's about it. I'm just going through the comment section to see if there's any other person. Stanley says, thanks, Her Excellency. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Stanley. We do appreciate all of you. And to all the team AJF, the volunteer coordinators, I say kudos to you. You guys have been working so hard for the Amina Jimoh Foundation launch in Nigeria that is going to happen on July 12th. I give a kudos to you. Well done for all you guys have been doing. Iyan lasho mi, eniyan lasho mi, ẹ ṣeun gan, mo dúpẹ́. Now go this will say, value. May the Almighty God bless you all and long live AJF. Whatever is meant to be for us, may it be with us. And
Amen.
whatever is not meant for us, may it fly away. I do not
Amen.
force people around. I always pray that prayer every day that, Ya Allah, oh God, whatever is not meant for me, I don't care what that thing is, take it away. And it's a prayer that I tell you all to try to do. You would find wonders. Sometimes it's crazy prayer, because if you don't have the mind to wake up and lose somebody you don't want to lose, you might end up losing that person. So if you're not ready, don't go and do that kind of prayer. But I'm just telling you, it's a good prayer to always do. Other than that, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Abdulrazaq. And
Yeah.
I say kudos to you and well done. And see you on the next episode, guys. We should be having the true life, the impact of true life stories coming up next week, Saturday. It should be 2 p.m. American time and Canada time, the Eastern time. And Nigeria and UK time would be, I believe, 7 p.m. So make sure you come down here because I'll be bringing the baddest Nigerian American movie. He's a writer and he's also a director. So he will be talking to you on that. So I hope I see you, and I and Raman should be here next Saturday. If you have your true life stories, keep sending them in. Some of you have reached out that, oh, we've not seen you doing the true life stories. Mama has been busy with everything going on in Nigeria. That's why. So bear with me. The true life stories will come back in. And somebody said I was a dancing queen. I take that. I saw two comments, dancing queen. I love to dance, so uh, I hope you get used to that. And the people who miss my dancing, I'm back full force too. So thank you and have a wonderful day and God bless you. Jazakallah khaira. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye.
You're welcome. Thank you.